This is one of my favorite Jamaican sweet treats. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll take you guys back in the kitchen with me and we are going to make some of this amazing Jamaican sweet treat, which is gizzada. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notification bell so you guys can always be notified whenever I upload a new video. Tell your friends and your family members about Callie J's Kitchen and have them subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, it's CallieKitchen_1, and also on Facebook, it's Callie J's Kitchen. So I'm going to start off by adding some flour to a large bowl, and please note this is all-purpose flour that I'm using. However, you can always go ahead and use your baking flour if that's what you have at home, or you can just use the regular counter flour. So you can visit your local supermarket, and of course, you will see all of these amazing flour there. You can use any one of your choice. So once I add the flour, I went in and add some salt, and basically we're going to make a short crust pastry dough. I do have a video on my channel how to make short crust pastry dough. You can always go ahead and check that out, or you can just go ahead and watch this video all over and you will know how to make it very easy and simple. Once I combine both the flour and the salt together nicely, I will then go in and add some melted butter. Now, you can opt to use butter or you can use margarine. The reason why you want to add some of that butter or margarine is because you want the crust to be flaky. All right, so once I add the butter, I just use my hand and crush it nicely, and of course I want it to resemble breadcrumbs. You see your breadcrumbs fine? That's how I want it to look. So once that is nicely crushed, I will then go in and add some cold water. Guys, you want to add cold water to this mixture. You don't want to use room temperature water. Again, you want your dough to be, you want the crust to be flaky and nice, and don't add all of the water at once, just a small amount until the dough comes together nicely. Once the dough comes together nicely, what you want to do, you want to go ahead and cover it and just put it aside for 15 minutes and allow it to rest. All right, so this is what it looks like once it's come together nicely. So we're gonna go ahead and work on the filling, and of course I went ahead already and remove the coconut from that shell, and I also went ahead and blend it up nicely. And of course, this is the milk from the coconut, so I add some to the pot, and then I'm going to go in and add some cinnamon, some nutmeg. I will also add some more salt, just a little bit, and of course I'm going to add some mixed spice, and I will also add some sugar. Now you can always go ahead and use brown sugar, or if you have granulated sugar at home, you can always go ahead and use it. I like to mix both sugar at times, but you know, we have to be a little bit considerate because not everybody have the granulated sugar and the brown sugar. So if you don't have it, you can always go ahead and use whichever one you have at home. So once I add all of that, I will combine everything together nicely, and then I'm going to allow it to come to a boil for roughly about 5 or so minutes. And what you guys can do, you can always go ahead and taste. No, you don't want, for me personally, I don't want my gizzada to be too sweet. But of course, you know, you can always go ahead and taste, and then you just sweeten to your liking or what your family love. So you can always go ahead and make this for the entire family. You can always go ahead and make this on a Friday, and you know your family will have it for the entire weekend. And of course, you can always let me know in the comment section what you think. So after 5 minutes, this is what it looks like. And listen, the flavor was amazing. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go in and add the coconut flakes. And once I add the flakes, of course, I'm going to combine everything well, turn my stove on low heat, and just leave it there for roughly about 10 minutes or so. And then we're going to go ahead and work on the crust for the gizzada. Now, I do have plantain tarts recipe on my channel, so basically it is the same procedure. Like I said, there is a video on my channel for short crust pastry dough. You can always go ahead and check that out as well, and I will even leave all of the ingredients in the description box. You can always go ahead and just try it out and let me know what you think about this amazing recipe. So just to emphasize, once you add the coconut flakes, you want to combine everything together again nicely. And of course, you want that to be nicely coated with the nutmeg, the cinnamon, all of that goodness. So make sure you leave it there on low heat for 10 minutes. So now we're gonna go ahead and work on the crust. And while I'm doing this, I preheat my oven at 250 degrees. And of course, I'm gonna go ahead and just add some flour to the surface, and then I'm gonna go ahead and roll out my dough nicely. Now, you don't want to roll your dough too thin, you know, because you don't want that crust to be too thin. I like mine a little bit thick, so that's what we're going for today. So you can just go ahead and follow along. And guys, this was really easy and simple. And again, the ingredients will be in the description box below. So once I roll up my dough nicely, this is what it looks like. And again, you always want to ensure that you add some flour under that surface, because you don't want the dough to stick at all. Now, I will be using a pot cover to cut out the circles. However, you can always go ahead and visit your local home goods store, and of course you will get those circles, so you can always go ahead and use them. However, you know, if you're unable to get them, you can always go ahead and improvise and use your pot cover. Trust me, it's amazing. I've been using my pot cover ever since, and nothing to me like my pot cover. So once I cut up my dough nicely, I will go ahead and just take it up in my hand, and of course I'm gonna pinch the side nicely. So you want to just take your time and make sure, guys, if you're unable to do it like me in my hand, what you can do, you can always go ahead and just put it on the surface and do it on the surface, sorry, but make sure that you go ahead and just add some flour so that the dough doesn't stick to your hand. All right, so let's go again. So we're just gonna go ahead and take up one, and of course I'm gonna go ahead and pinch the sides. Like I said, I preheat my oven, so once I'm finished with all of this, I will go ahead and place them on a baking tray and just pop it in the oven for roughly about 5 or so minutes before I add the filling. Now, what you can do, you can always go ahead and just pop it in the oven like that, or you can just use a fork to just dig the bottom, just to make some holes, punch the bottom of the dough, and that will help to, you know, your dough to cook a little bit faster. So this is what the dough looks like after roughly about 5 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and add the filling, and once you add the filling, you want to take your time adding that filling, because you don't want it to fall out, and you don't want to add too much filling to your gizzardo. All right, so remember that. Not too much filling. And once we add the filling, I'm going to pop it back in the oven for roughly another 15 or so minutes, and then I'm going to come back and show you the final product. And this is it, guys, the final product of my amazing gizzardo. I hope you guys enjoy today's recipe. I hope you guys go ahead and try it out and let me know what you think. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and remember to turn on your post notification bell. Guys, we're on our way to 11,000 subscribers. So go ahead and tell your friends and your family members about Callie J's Kitchen, and I can't wait to see you guys on Wednesday for another awesome recipe.